Oh, yeah.
You're back, Lukey. Oh, Rahn, can you see everyone?
I can this week. I've downloaded the app.
That's good. That's good.
Howdy, lads. I'm back.
Beautiful.
Good.
All right. So I think we're all pretty much.
What are you boys going to be drinking on today?
I just got a bit of CC and dry there, mate.
Yeah, I'm still on the Japanese whiskey because I keep forgetting.
Nothing wrong with day drinking, mate.
At the moment.
That's what these guys ask me. Like, what? They're drinking in the middle of the day. I'm like, yeah, totally alcoholics, man.
Well, half of them are in isolation anyway. Don't worry about it.
5 o'clock somewhere.
Yeah, correct.
That's right.
These are just going to help my squats this afternoon, this evening. So, awesome. So I think we're all good. So I'll do the intro, and then we'll go to our first ad, and then we'll get stuck into it. So, excellent. All right, welcome, ladies and gents, to episode 3 of the Australian Real Strongman Events Productions podcast, the Training Logs. My name's Cam Taylor. We've got Luke Reynolds, we've got Rahn, Deuis, and today's episode, we're at the Circus with Biggie.
Gentlemen,
Biggie.
how are you?
Good,
brother.
Excellent. So, what do we sort of got on today for you, Biggie?
Well, matey, we have we're basically just going to be going through the basics, man, because I'm very, very new to this, and actually can see the guys behind me now just doing a little bit of work, so I'll bring it over.
Yeah, this is sick already.
Cool.
It's like a big jungle gym, like what's the thing we used to do in primary school?
Yeah, like monkey bars and shit.
So what they're doing there is practicing some hand-on-head type stuff. So basically, for anyone like me and Luke who have heads like, or more like Ben Winston, who's got a head like a fridge on his shoulders, would be perfect for something like this. You know, he's literally got a 10-gallon sort of keg on his head, so he'd be perfect for something like this. But
Widstone.
There you go, Winnie. There's your first plug for the podcast, mate. So we'll former Pro Raw winner. You'll be getting on here soon enough, no doubt.
Absolutely.
So yeah, basically just going to be going through some stuff. For me, it's still relatively learning a whole lot of the new stuff, man. So
yeah,
these guys take me through some stuff after they've done their sort of. This is what they're obviously trying to perfect and get, you know, good for their shows or whatever.
Yep, beautiful. We're going to see a good stats today, then I think so. Excellent. Well, what I was going to say before we do that, Rahn, we'll just cut to our first advert. So this is obviously a real privilege to have our first sponsor on the show. We're considering we're still in pilot mode and only obviously episode 3, but I'll just share my screen and hopefully this works. And here we go. So so big shout out to Crop Jocks. So don't let swamp ass hold you back from performing at your best. And these are obviously adult sanitary undergarments built for heavyweight strongman. So real proud sponsor of Luke Reynolds there as well. So yeah, shout out to Crop Jocks. And
I can smell that through my screen.
You wouldn't believe if the type of Google searches I had to go through to get that picture on the right there. So
I was going to say, is that from your personal collection or?
That double as a COVID
for
mask.
Yeah, exactly. So for those of you playing along at home, Luke didn't see this one coming. So so beautiful. Great to have our first sponsor, Crop Jocks. Make sure you go and get yours, and don't let swamp ass hold you back from performing at your best. So
Swamp ass.
Excellent. We'll go straight back to swamp ass. Back to the show. So excellent. So we've Biggie's actually doing some stuff at the minute. Hold on. Let's see if we can spotlight this.
What's the etiquette on making train noises during this?
What about drinking?
And drinking, what's the game today?
So, anytime someone hits the crowd.
Oh, Christ, we'll be drunk in 10 minutes.
Okay.
This whiskey's hot already. So.
That guy just saying, get away from me.
Yeah, move away.
I don't even know who you are.
We need some Roy and HG style commentary.
These the Frosby flop, the high jump.
Yeah, high jump. Look at this, man. They're doing head balance.
This is a head, handstand, one arm handstand on the head.
Man, this is good stuff.
Mate, that's a strong neck.
That's a drink, is it?
Yeah, I think it's got to be, hasn't it? Something tells me these people are far superior athletes to us again.
I think so.
This is going to be a good episode.
For sure. So we're
due for a good one.
Absolutely.
1 out of 3 ain't bad.
Here we go. Biggie's now lying on the floor. This is
Biggie's just had a stroke.
Oh, that's a beer. Yeah.
Is that? Does that count?
Oh. Hello.
Yes.
Swamp ass.
I think doesn't matter how strong you are, just holding someone like that would be so challenging, wouldn't it?
Yeah, the stabilisation required is just insane, I think.
Well, we all know the difference between going from a barbell to dumbbells, right?
Oh,
and then at least they're kind of stationary, where you've got obviously the other person stabilizes, counteracting yours. There's a bit going on here.
Well, who knew the natural progression was barbell to dumbbell to person?
To human, yeah.
Yeah. Biggie.
Now I get my chance to warm up and show you guys a few things.
Lovely.
None of them any good. Margot will make me look good wherever she's disappeared to. They just tried to run away from me because I smell terribly, like any sort of heavyweight does. You know what I'm talking about, Luke?
Fuck, it's open season on me today, isn't it?
Oh, the boys been ragging shit on you already.
You should see the advert we've got, mate. It's outstanding.
Oh, don't worry, mate.
You missed the advert.
I can totally understand, Luke, but I'll back you up here and just go, it's all because Cam just wants everything changed for himself like every lightweight does.
Absolutely. Very selfish people.
Correct. Absolutely.
So what we're planning to do is we'll do some hand-in-hand work. So the stuff with Margot, what I was doing then is obviously just to warm up through my hands and shoulders, because basically everything we do is done by sort of feel of movement. Because unlike what we do in Strongman, the bar is the bar and the weight's the weight, everything is what it is. People obviously move around and all that type of stuff. So it's actually getting a feel for the person that you're lifting. Because anyone on here, everyone that's on this is strong as hell and can muscle weights like it's no one's business. But in this, it's more about feeling the movement, because John do times 100 and make it look a lot better as well. So I was trying to learn the little things that these guys have that I certainly do not.
Yeah, it's funny. We were just discussing while you were warming up there, mate, how much more stabilization and sort of concentration must be required for lifting people versus inanimate barbells.
Well, exactly. You can watch here someone like Margot, who's extremely skilled and traveled around the world and done, again, is what we call a flyer, which is the person that goes up versus a base who's on the ground.
Right.
She can make me look a lot better than what I really am because she's so skilled. Jonno's exactly the same. So good at what they do. Yeah. They make me look a lot better than what they are. Like, Jonno's over 15 years in Circus, coached around the world, Britain, Belgium, with some of the best guys in the world. So brilliant. When you get people that are so good at what they do, no different to you guys at your levels, you guys are so good at what you do. It's just amazing when you see it in person, like this type of stuff as well.
Oh, it's unreal, man. It's and so you being so strong as an Olympic lifter and also so strong as and a complete clown, but you being so strong at things like yoke and like your stabilization is insane as it is, Biggie. So obviously you were a bit of a natural to come in and be a base for the circus. Is that right?
I guess I've come along and had a very sort of lucky sort of upbringing that, we did have the strength training behind us. It'd be like any of us coming into it. The yoke has been really good dealing with heavy weights for as long as I have and stabilizing. But I guess the difference is for us, the weight's really true and really on us.
Yeah.
While when you're towering people, which I don't know if these guys, if they're feeling good, will do a 3 high for you.
Cool.
You know, it's feeling that something at the top is moving, and it takes time for it to actually come all the way down, and then you've got this real big wobble at the bottom that you're having to chase. And someone like you, Luke, imagine if you had to do a 2 to 3 high and you were standing on top of my shoulders, you being 6'6", 6'7", mate, the wobble would be huge.
Mate, now that you've suggested that, we're going to have to do that, you realise.
A 2 high with you on my shoulders.
We're going to 3 high and put Rahn on top.
And then we'll put Cam on top of that and see how far we can throw it.
Yeah.
We'll be through the roof.
Oh, yeah.
Have you found a big payoff to your normal barbell lifting, Biggie, with lifting humans around so much?
You know what? Like something like this, a hand-to-hand in standing, which that is just phenomenal, to say the least.
They're freaks.
You know what I mean? Like that's with like bugger or warm up, man. That takes me 4 hours to get right. You know, it's kind of like, I guess for me, it's getting more of a feel for just everything. Like my body feels, you know, you kind of feel things a little bit differently, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Shoulder strength, especially. A lot of the guys are very shoulder dominant, very strong through the shoulders, and they can sort of holding someone here for a long period of time. Just builds that, as Luke was saying before, almost like accessory strength exercises where you're building that stabilizing strength. I actually noticed that I did 1-arm dumbbell for the first time in 3 years, and I think I knocked out 70 kilos for 8 reps in under a minute. Yeah. And it didn't feel heavy or anything like that. Yeah. It felt really stabilized.
Probably feel more stable sitting on your shoulder. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'd imagine as well, like, because we all know when you go from going pure barbell stuff to then you go to a strongman implement, which is awkward away from you, that's difficult, but you then get stronger going back to a barbell. So then this is another step of away from your body, unstable, floppy, all sorts of stuff. So then your strongman and then your barbell would be, again, even stronger, I'd imagine.
Well, exactly. Now, I'm going to see if I can jump in and do a set.
Yeah, man, jump in.
Without looking like a complete snatch.
This is crazy stuff, bro.
And that's the thing, like, it doesn't matter how strong you are, it's a skill, right? There's like, and because, you know, we all know, like, you know, ballet dancers, like the male ballet dancers doing the dirty dancing lift are super strong, right? They don't look it. They're very lean, very, you know, sort of tight, the petite sort of figures, but they're obviously mega strong in that particular kind of unique skill. Yeah,
absolutely. It's, I mean, like Biggie said, this guy here, he's been at it for 15 years. That's a long time in any discipline.
And look, he's not very big by any stretch.
No, he's not.
So you walk past him, you know, going down the street. Look like a normal sort of dude. Go to the gym a little bit, play a bit of footy or whatever. Yeah. But then to be able to press someone like that is just yeah,
that's a drink.
I don't know if she's really still or my screen's paused.
Making Biggie look better anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll just pause the video, let the audio run for a bit.
Do you reckon there would have been anyone better suited just to slotting straight into this stuff than Biggie?
Oh, seriously. That's what I was saying before. He's like the bottom of a bloody pyramid. Look at the size of him.
Yeah. And
he's been so dominant at events like yoke and you know, these kinds of carries. He's just so thick and strong, you know.
And I think as well, for particularly a lot of this stuff, I'd imagine you shoulder position, so being able to stack properly. So his overhead pressing from Ollie, having good shoulder range.
Yeah, big time.
Would you know, if you're a big bencher, it's no good trying to incline, you know, do a TC sort of press.
Drink. Cross.
You get back on the tools after this will be dangerous.
How is the carport going, mate?
Yeah, it's coming along. It'll be done before COVID.
So you're in no rush then? Yeah.
We need to ask Biggie about the train noises thing too.
Yeah, if it's allowed.
We need to We need to talk to him because he was down about 125 kilos, but since he's been coming back to this, he's put on a ton of beef. He's looking massive over there at the moment.
Biggie, come over here.
Yeah, maybe he's been living with the elephants in the circus and just like eating their food as well.
Eating heaps of peanuts.
Probably weighs
big
200 kilos.
That's a big crash, Matt. That's a big crash, Matt.
Oh, drink.
Hang on, wait. Does she know the drinking rules? Because we're going to be pissed as a mute. Hello.
Are you guys in isolation?
I'm not.
I am.
Yeah.
I'm in Melbourne.
Ah,
I'm in Sydney, so I'm okay.
okay.
I'm in Beechworth. I'm just locked out of Albury, which is the other side of the border.
Yeah.
Good.
Also, you
Stay
can't
out.
go into Wodonga.
Sorry.
You can't go into Wodonga or.
Yeah, with Albury. So just the other side of the river. Wodonga's in Beach, and I'm Beechworth, which is half an hour from there. So.
Oh yeah.
So, Margo, how long have you been doing the circus stuff?
Well, this is. I started when I was really young. I started when I was 5.
Are you a gypsy?
Pardon?
Are you a gypsy? Did you run away with the circus?
No, I definitely not.
See, okay, so I was trying to explain to Margot before the difference between heavyweights and lightweights. So
One's
the
strong,
lightweight
one's
would be
not.
The one with the red beard, Cam, who's a lightweight. Rahn, well, already coloured. But what? Rahn is the one down the bottom, and Luke is the one that is about his head's the same size.
Big as a screen.
Like me.
So Margo, the difference would be I'm like you, Luke's like Biggie.
Oh yes, so we're the good ones.
We're the good ones, correct.
Hard to argue with that.
See, Luke, it doesn't change. I'm still near the circus. The little ones have still got the work.
No one got attitude.
Yeah, Margo, get in there. Get in.
Right. We'll bring you over here for a little bit because me and Jonno had some training yesterday, and we had a little awesome moment where let's just say he came down right on top of my head, and
head job.
Yeah, it was like a Lee Shaw dream, you know.
Yeah, right.
Hey, what's the protocol or the rules around train noises? Is that too distracting for you guys? Is that too
Train
dangerous?
noises.
Can we make noise?
Jonno?
Nah,
You guys do whatever you want, man. I'm pretty sure. Have you had heckling when you were performing?
Our podcast.
Not heckling? So we can deal with heckling, so you're all good.
All right. The peanut gallery.
Yeah, show us your dick.
He's just put us on mute.
Yeah, exactly. He's smarter than that.
Dude.
That was transfer through the gooch.
Yeah.
So if he lands on his head, do we have to drink the whole can?
Yeah, that's a full can. Oh, there's a drink.
There's a drink. Yeah, whiskey's not great for drinking bulk, like sips.
Yeah. You'll probably have to go to the hospital after this.
There we go. Transfer through the gooch. There we go.
Bippity bip.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Fuck.
Can we get a new drinking game for halftime?
Biggie needs oxygen.
This has got to be better than was.
Yeah, mate.
Anything's better than was. Bro, was he was so bloody anxious. It was hilarious.
Yeah, he's nervous. I was.
Yeah, I think he expected more from us.
Yeah. So, Rahn, give us your best commentary.
Fuck, you put me on the spot. Oh, there. Ooh. Transfer through the gooch again.
Go on.
Yep.
Good morning.
Upside down flat bag coming up. There we go. Oh.
He's thrown him through the wall.
Into the back whacker.
Straight to the coffin.
Turn back to his wrestling roots.
So,
here's my question to you guys. How's ISO going for you two? Luke, I know you're not an ISO. You just live away from everybody and hate everybody anyway, so you're all good.
well, we've created this podcast, haven't we? That should give you enough indication of how it's going.
Yeah. Mental health's gone to hell.
On the handbag.
I'm nearly out of ISO. I think midnight Friday, I'm allowed back to work, which is good.
Jeez, better make some phone calls to stop that.
What are you, stage 3 run?
Yeah, yeah. And I work in New South, so Gladys shut the border, which means,
Luke Reynolds is waiting on the other side with a big stick.
Yeah, not allowed over there.
Gladys plays by my rules.
Oh, let's go.
So what's that maneuver called you're working on there, Biggie?
So we were doing this one yesterday. So it's bucket up to too high, and then too high into hand to hand. So again, like I said, I'm still green as grass, newbie. I'm still learning all these things, and it's been good for me to train with such experienced people because it's going to make me better.
You were able to. So you guys, I'm not sure, Cam and Rahn, if you understand or realise, at the start of the year, Biggie had booked to do his King of the Circus routine at the Adelaide Fringe Festival, which was going to be about a month and a half long of shows, and it was a really good opportunity. But as we know, he tore his bicep late last year, same as me.
Bloody heavyweights.
Mate, seriously. Ego lifts. And
He's right. I can't even argue that.
So he had to shit can his own performance, but he was able to jump in with these circus guys. And Biggie, do you want to take over? You were able to put on some really cool performances on short notice with these guys.
Yeah, so Jonno, my coach, he's been putting on Fringe performances, won awards. And for those who don't know what the Fringe is you've got the Edinburgh Fringe in the UK, which is the biggest Fringe in the world, and then Adelaide is basically the second biggest Fringe in the world. And, it's been a staple thing in Adelaide for God knows how long. And, I was going to do my own show with all the old style circusy stuff, and I'd been training it hard. And I did my bicep on an axle, of course, as we all do. And I was very, very lucky to get the surgery done so quickly and get recovery really well, which, to be honest, was helpful thanks to Luke and a lot of the other guys who had done the injury to give me good advice to come back. And I'll just turn that around.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, so it was
Good shot.
It was good for me to sort of learn how to deal with injury, because as 15 years as a professional athlete, I never had a surgery. It was good for me to actually learn it. But in regards to the Fringe, Jonno said to me, sort of, look, if you feel like you're going to be recovered enough and have enough back, I'd love to have you in my show. So we were in a show called A Game of Circus, where they basically gave me the bare minimum stuff to do because I still wasn't hugely strong or very skilled, which I'm still not. And then, did the show with these guys and did the big yoke pickup with all the kids on either side, which was just an absolute ball, man. Yeah, look, that was the idea behind that was to get that nice photo that people will remember forever and kids will remember forever, they get the opportunity to meet a strong man. And
so they were kids out of the crowd, Biggie?
Yeah, absolutely.
Awesome.
We didn't pick beforehand. We just put kids on stage and prayed that they were around the same weight. Trust me, there was a few nights where the left-hand side would go up and the right-hand side wouldn't. And I'd have to pull the shoulder up. And
got all the fat kids on one end.
Yeah, trust me, there was one day where we did a we did a pre-show here, actually, at the Circus School, when they loaded it with kids that were a little bit bigger than kids from the circus shows, and I'm sure it was 600 plus. Come off the ground, and I'm shaking, and I've turned about as red as H-bomb doing the deadlift back in the day.
That's purple, brother.
And I'm like, oh man, I think we won't go that heavy again, considering we have a whole lot more acts to do during the show. So
should have chucked another kid on, walk 10 meters and set another record.
Yeah.
I reckon I would have blown my knee out straight away, or I would have done my hamstring. That would have been more likely doing that in the snow somewhere, I reckon.
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about there.
Hey, going back a step, Biggie. Obviously, you know, because you've obviously been in weightlifting for a number of years. Obviously, represented Australia. Obviously, very, very high level for that. Transition to strongman, we can obviously see strongman as kind of a natural progression, and then arguably circus is too. But how did you actually make that link from strongman to circus? What was the initial inspiration or idea behind that, and then how did you go about that?
Oh, look, I've known most of you guys for a very long time. Luke, I've known since I was a teenager. You and Rahn, I've known probably since my late 20s, when I was sort of, I guess, coming to the end of my strongman career. You guys were sort of coming into it. And I'd say people would know me better as a performer of strongman than actually as a...
Well, the feats, exactly. Like the trains, the planes, that kind of feat aspect of strongman.
I guess even when I was competing, I was more about the show that I put on, actually about winning.
I've got some good memories of you at the Amulet Highland Games, being a crowd pleaser.
Yeah, that was kind of the way I was as a very young kid, always wanting to be the center of attention, like a typical heavyweight always wants to be. And, you know, I was always a bit of a, you know, loud, as you all know. But I loved the performance side of things more.
Did you used to roar back then as well?
Yeah, man. Yeah, I know you liked that with my bench press the other week too. Bit of the old banshee coming out. You know, so I guess don't get me wrong. I love competing and I love winning and all that type of stuff. But you know, I loved being a part of the show and I loved just talking with the crowd and I loved just all that type of stuff. Probably more than winning or competing. So it was, I guess, for me, it was almost a natural progression to coming and doing performance-based stuff with performers that have done this since a very young age. So if I could, my goal was always to bring across what I learned as a professional strongman with the years of doing that and the years of weightlifting at a high level and the skill that we got with that and bringing it to the stage, kind of like what strongman did in the 1800s and the 1900s, you know, bring back that to a reality and then learn these cool new tricks that, you know, these guys are doing behind them.
It's funny you sort of say that. Behind you, every time someone hits the ground. It's going to be a big day.
Just tell them the floor is lava. I've got to work.
Rahn needs to use a nail gun later.
Let's have a look. Check this out. They're going to do a sequence for you.
Holy Nelly.
There we go.
Let's go, Margot.
This is outstanding.
Woo-woo. Give it a woo-woo, Biggie.
Bibbidi.
Oh, yeah.
That's the old foot and mouth position.
Baby.
Get out of town. Cam, we need to do that.
That's a lot of... Yeah.
Me on top.
You've got no neck anyway, so...
There we go.
Oh, the eye contact, strong eye contact here for sure.
Yeah, me and you could do that well.
Yeah.
And then a gooch pass to finish.
Yeah, I'll drink to that.
Yeah.
See, now that's professionalism right there. That is like the stuff I sit back and just go, holy shit.
It's funny, Biggie. It's because just before we were sort of saying, is it Jonno there, your mate?
Yeah, Jonno, the coach,
So, like, he's a reasonably big guy, but you'd see him walking down the street and you might think, oh, he lifts a bit of weights or he plays football or something like that. But you wouldn't sort of go, oh, he's a strongman. But then he's literally standing there with a woman standing on his head. I mean, his specific strength is immense.
Yeah, mate, like I said, he's had me up in a flag position. Like, he's held me up at 140 kilos, you know.
Yeah,
like,
unbelievable.
And, I don't know, Cam, are you weighing in around... You sort of 80 or 90 kilos?
95 in a minute.
So, when I was around the 80 odd kilo mark, you know. So he could slide into into sort of an under 90s or under 80s command and, you know, legitimately are very,
Deuis
very
is-
strong. You know, still very different to what
Different.
we are, but
Yeah.
they are, mate. So have
Just
something
a
stand on your
base
head.
of
I don't
strength,
care
though. Yeah,
how much you bench press or how much you bicep curl or whatever. Having
Yeah.
something stand on your head is just
yeah.
phenomenal.
So Biggie,
Mm.
you're in a training session. So if you need to go do a set or whatever you call it,
Yep.
you just run on your time, brother.
Yeah, you got it, man. I'll let these two hit this one again. I'm going to put some chalk on my hands and I'll do something.
Lovely.
Okay. Do something good.
So Rahn,
Yeah, mate.
what are you on later, mate? Are you going to be on the nail gun? You'll be half pissed and stapled
Circular saw.
poor old Lord to the wall or something?
We're just
The crucifix.
no, we're just clad in the shed with weatherboards. So I pretty much just stand around and listen to the 12th man while Lord does everything.
Fuck, it's a tough gig, mate. Can I get a job there?
Yeah. We're getting up near the top, so we probably need you instead of scaffolding.
Yeah.
No ladders in Beechworth.
Yeah, can't hire a cherry picker at the
There's a
minute.
drink.
So.
I'll be on my second can in a second.
Yeah, I am now.
Yeah, I'm almost at top up.
Ah,
Molly Melbrooms again, mate.
yeah, on the Misha Buttons.
Hey, so who's our next guest gonna be? If we can predict the future.
Oh, it'd probably be Zydrunas Savickas.
It's a natural progression, isn't it?
Yeah.
We started low and we're going up, so we're going to hit the
Let's call
top
out.
soon.
It actually. I feel like we're just following the DNS podcast. We're just recycling all of their guests. So
It's not a bad
potentially,
format.
we can just get Mason, and then we'll just
We'll
copy
get Animal
everyone.
Kid.
Yeah, Animal Kid next.
That was a ripper today, the Animal Kid one.
I'm going to have a listen to that. I haven't listened yet.
Yeah, no, he's a good dude. Interesting.
Yeah, good.
Okay.
Look, I reckon, I don't know if it's the next one, but I think we should, well, it'd be good to do both of you guys at some point, but I reckon we try and get for someone outside the group, get Rongo on.
Yeah, listening,
Rongo.
Rongo. He wouldn't be watching this shit.
Yeah, we know Rongo watches this show, so Rongo, shout out to you, mate.
Rongo's a super fan. He's our only subscriber.
What's
Yeah.
Biggie got going on
There we
here?
go.
Oh, hello.
Back gooch.
Yeah, rear mount.
Yeah, back
Yeah.
gooch into too high.
The spit swap.
Hold the eye contact.
Spider-Man kiss.
The spit swap. Can we delete the other two episodes and make this episode one? Because this is outstanding.
Yeah, we'll just change the whole name.
Yeah, we should just we'll just we'll rename them.
They never happened.
So we've got to make sure we build a like, subscribe, share thing at the end of it, because I think I'm up to 33 subscribers on my YouTube now, so we're starting to get pretty big time.
I've got
Well,
two
I
accounts
think-
and they're both mine.
I think if we get to 35, it's classed as viral, isn't it? And that's like you said, Ron. That's when the checks start rolling in.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
oh, there's
Oh.
a drink.
Yeah, that's a drink for sure.
Oh, there we go. Biggie did that on purpose.
Yeah, he knows the rules. That's the problem.
Yeah, bastard.
Look at the flags on the wall. You got the Australian flag and then Biggie Pride in the middle.
Yep. I think I saw there was the Indigenous flag next to that as well, so good diversity with the circus group.
That's it. They got it all covered. Gypsies included.
I'm too sweaty.
Yep.
It's sweaty,
Too
mate.
sweaty. Too sweaty.
Gonna have to go back
Hey,
down to 105.
Put
I
some
reckon
flour in.
Tyson.
If you boys had made your way over here for the show, matey, I had to change shirts halfway through a show. Seriously. Mate, I am so unfit.
Good to see nothing's changed.
I reckon Tyson would do all right with this sort of stuff. He's
Yeah, he's got
he's
a very
the slack
broad.
lining.
Yep. He's actually fit, strong. I don't know, mate. He was making those 220 squats this morning look difficult.
Yeah, 240. I think 240. So
Whatever. 220.
I've
it is.
got 220 tonight. So
Yep. Oh,
Yep.
drink.
I actually didn't think he made the squats look that bad. I'm just dropping you in it.
So what
Jonno,
Biggie's
welcome.
working on at the moment, Biggie's working on a tempo where as soon as Margot lands on his shoulders, that's the next tempo for the hand to hand. So they're going to pop
Right.
up the back, have a bit of a hover, As soon as the feet land on the shoulders, that's down a little bit, and that goes straight in.
And is that just working on sort of rhythm and timing?
Yeah, rhythm
as
and
much as
timing.
anything.
Once you get that connection between the base and the flyer, and you get that little bit of a hover before that tap, then you can start making the tap smaller and smaller, and then eventually you won't need it, and it'll go all the way up.
Yeah, wow.
So it just goes straight from the back, pop all out down.
So you had Margot standing on your head before.
Yeah.
And have you had to do specific neck work, or is it just this actual sport itself has built you up to that point?
Yeah, just standard circus training. I've been doing standing on head for a while, so I don't have to worry about it anymore.
Yep.
But the way I explain it to people when they freak out about it, go, "Oh, you just had someone standing on your head." If you think about it, if you're doing a headstand on the ground, that's all of your weight going through your neck joint, right? There's still a bit of supporting weight for your hands. But then the flyer is always going to be a bit lighter than the base. Yeah. I mean, not always, but usually. So then,
in this case, definitely.
In this case, you want to see that?
Yeah, that's a drink.
But then, so all you've really got to, once you've got that alignment, and it's neck up, chin in a little bit, and then the feet are pushing down at the head, so you want to lift chin just to get that connection up with the toes. But have the spine in the right alignment. And once
stack the joint.
Yeah, exactly. Once you get that weight bearing and comfortable with that weight bearing, then it just becomes those tiny micro movements. Because flyers in circus aren't allowed to balance. They're not allowed to take their own balance. Okay. They're not allowed to weight shift. As soon as, if she's on my head and she starts falling like this, her job is to keep falling like that until I do like
right.
So
okay.
She tries to correct
Biggie's
and
blowing.
at the same time, then we get some of that going on. So I just want to stay.
Yeah, it's
stuff in the head, but yeah, you want to keep that quite stacked.
Yeah, wow.
You're right, Biggie.
So have you got it? Have you got an AED nearby, mate, in case he collapses?
We I dial the first 2 zeros of my phone at the start of the
excellent. And
Go on, Ken.
I was going to say, with that sort of the neck work, like have you done specific neck training? Because I'm sort of doing a little bit of it, because I get like a real crook neck, always on the phone, all that sort of stuff. But so when I do a bit of neck training, I feel much I get less twitching, and sort of, shoulders all jammed up, all this sort of stuff. So have you done sort of neck training specifically? Like, do you see like the neck harnesses and stuff like that sort of on the internet?
No, I do lots of headstands, and then just feeling that, taking the weight slowly off your hands, so I can do a headstand with just a bit of weight on each finger. There's some guys that I know that can do a freestanding headstand upside down and solve a Rubik's Cube within a minute and a half.
Holy shit.
I haven't solved one in 36 years.
Yeah, there's a guy called Daniel Liddard who's a great head balancer, and he just does a freestanding headstand and can solve a Rubik's Cube in he had to slow it down for the show for it to be an event.
Jesus.
He had to deliberately mess it up and take his time.
So when does Biggie start the training for that?
Do you know what I'm looking forward to? All 3 of you numbnuts coming to Adelaide and having a crack at this.
Mate.
I have a feeling like...
I only go to Adelaide for a footy trip.
I have a feeling like, Luke, you're just going to be so fucking big, it'll just be impossible. You'd be doing one-arm presses with these guys, no problem.
Yeah, it'll be too high, but someone's head will be through the roof.
Standing hands. All right.
Oh, Jonno, are you busy now?
No, chat away. Let's go.
You're right. So with your training, do you do any specific like barbell strength training or typical strength training, or is it again specifically circus?
It's been predominantly circus. Recently, in the last probably few months, I've started doing some weights training with Biggie, which is helping. I had some mid-back problems probably about 2 years ago, and I hadn't fully got back from that, even though I was still doing some performances. So then Biggie's working on a circus-specific training module for circus bases. So I've been doing a bit of that, and that's sort of getting me back into the strength that I used to have. But yeah, usually,
Strict.
like we always do some weights, but not too much. I used to do a lot of kettlebell stuff, mainly for warm up and just for that dynamic loading. But haven't for a while. But now I'm back training with Biggie. It's good. I'm feeling stronger. I'm feeling more control through my core, which is really good. So,
just filling in a few of those gaps there.
yeah, exactly. And it's also that mental state after having an injury and trying to come back from it and going, you know, if I do this trick, if I load up 2 people on top of me, is it actually my back's feeling weak, or is it just me overreacting to it? And then just having, filling those gaps and building that up slowly is really nice.
It's quite similar. Sorry guys, it's quite similar coming back from strongman injury. Like I've had similar surgeries to Biggie and more. And when you come back, there's always a point. You can come back to a certain point, and then you've got to sort of take a leap of faith with lifting a heavier stone again or something like that. And it's either going to go or it's not. And you sort of just have to make that leap sometimes. Yeah.
And it's that brain training, just going, look, my body is strong enough. I'm ready to do this, but it's just that mental state of going, you'll be fine.
That confidence of, exactly right.
Yeah, very similar. I was training something called Russian bar for a while. You can't see him. It's pretty much a really long, pretty much 3 pole vault balls strapped together. So there's no chance of it breaking with padding on the top. You have 2 bases. One side sits on my shoulder, the other side sits on someone else's shoulder, and you bounce a flyer up in the air, and you can get them up to 6 meters in height, like doing
6 meters.
Yeah, so you can get really high. You can get really,
Holy Nelly.
But they're not allowed to balance themselves. They're even more strict than hand to hand. If they're on the bar and you've got the bar like this, as soon as they do any ankle movements, it twists it on your shoulder. So then they have to fall, and you've got to chase them. And when they're in the air, they might be falling down like 2 meters off the mark, but the bases have to run underneath and make sure their feet land on the bar and catch them that way. But so when I was training that, I had a bit of a back injury. So now I'm pretty much ready to start training that again. I reckon it's feeling strong.
Trust the Russians to come up with something even more crazy than you know.
So Jonno, and Biggie, what is, you know, someone walks in off the street, you know, just a normal sort of person. What is the first trick that they would sort of go? What's the kind of first progression they would look at?
First thing you probably go to is a thigh stand. And that's, I'll show you.
That lean it back and lean back on holding hands.
You guys want to see me do it? You want to see me fly it?
I want to see Jonno hold you and you lean back.
We'll do that now.
Poor old Jonno.
Margot's feeling extra strong, so she's going to put Jonno up in a 2 high.
Oh yeah.
Seriously?
Yeah, she's just going to go grab some water and she'll come back. But we'll show you what Jordan looks like flying, which is just shit house to say the least. Absolutely.
Like a brick.
It'd be like Wosley going through a 10K run. Just fucking deplorable.
Outstanding.
Yeah.
Damn, those gypsy girls are strong, hey?
Geez, you'd hate to have clammy hands doing this. Like, you'd be a terrible partner to work with.
Geordie's clammy in the middle of winter.
Jeez, cut your toenails, Geordie. Oh, yeah.
Lean back, darling.
Yeah, lean back further.
Piss off.
Be straight up and down. That's his drink.
Yeah.
I hate that. We're working on another one where he hooks his foot behind my head and leans out in a star shape.
Jesus, mate. Whatever you're getting paid, it's not enough.
I would not want that behind my head.
We're building. We'll get there slowly. We got there the other day. We did one the other day, but then then the base instinct kicks in and you want to take over that balance. So Biggie had this moment of going, I don't feel stable, and we've got these ones going on.
Oh, geez.
And then it all falls down. So we'll give it a crack.
I'll let Margot base you first, and then I'll have a go. Just because I know you 3 want to see me piss myself.
Yeah,
please.
Pretty much.
So does Margot. Sorry, so it's 4 of you actually.
We should have just got these guys on the podcast, not Biggie.
No, what the fuck's Biggie here for?
Mate, seriously, that is.
Have a go at this girl.
So, how Biggie? Like,
Yeah.
what would sort of Margot's body weight be? Like, how tall is she, just to kind of give us a bit of
Margot?
scale?
Take a look at this. I know, right? It just buzzes me out. Margot, how tall are you? So Margot's about 158 centimeters and probably about what? Your body weight?
60.
So you call
60?
yeah. So she's
Yeah.
60 odd kilos, but can too high a guy into his 80s. But I'm pretty sure what's JT?
Jordan's my heaviest.
George. So she's too high to guy 93. So basically, she's based it too high with 100 kilos on her shoulders. And
Jesus.
Dude.
No belt, no knee wraps.
none of what's it? Well, a belt like I wear, elbow sleeves, knee.
I don't know what it is.
Yeah, don't worry, Margot, you're tough.
She has nothing but contempt for us. Don't worry about that.
All right, I'll see if I can get enough sort of testosterone to do a flag.
Give him heaps.
Peter Garrett.
Oh, fucking hell.
This is why we can't get decent guests.
Yeah.
Biggie looks so.
Oh, he's shitting himself. He's shitting himself.
One more.
Oh. Yeah, that was good.
There's Rahn's good shot from last week. That's a drink.
Yeah.
You missed it. No, I failed it.
A Biggie had shit run down his leg. Rahn, you made some egg carton headphones, mate.
Yeah, I found these bad boys. I think they're working.
Can you hear?
Yeah. Yeah.
There you go.
Get it, Biggie.
Oh, go on, Biggie.
Lean in, mate. Lean in.
Oh, hello. Okay, hang on.
Bit of gooch.
That's
Hey!
Hold it.
Yeah.
That's outrageous.
Starfish.
Hey.
Nice work, Biggie.
Yeah, no need to top up.
Ever again. This is a piece of history there, boys. Mate, this is seriously, this is out to anyone that watches this. Like I said, that's ridiculous. Like it freaks me out being up there with somebody that size, holding up someone so much heavier. Like it's ridiculous, but it's just so much feel and like, you know, so much feel is more than anything else, man. Like it's just all about trusting the other. You have to trust the other person
and trusting the big mat behind you as well.
Replace it with a bed of nails.
If I went, no matter what that mat was doing, like I was going to put a hole in the floor anyway. Let's be honest with ourselves here.
Like an asteroid.
It'd be like Colm. He'd literally go through the center of the earth to China.
Well, Colm wouldn't get through the door to get into the building. Have a look at Jonno, boys. He's got a thick neck when he come up close before.
Yeah, I did notice that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You want to see 3 high? So
Hell
on
yeah.
top of me?
Yeah. I'll see you on top, Margot on the bottom.
Margot? No, thanks.
Yeah, she's bright. All right, Rahn, are you going to do the would you rathers after this?
I've only got 2 questions, and I would ask one of them on this.
Yeah, and we've got female company as well.
Yeah, no. Well,
We've now got an extra guy here. We've got JT here now.
How you going, JT?
JT, are you drinking as well?
He's not drinking. No, he's doing a run, man. He's been painting at home, and he's working his butt off.
Yeah, but Rahn's drinking still.
Rahn's still drinking. Priceless. So what these guys are doing, they're warming up. Basically, how they get off the ground up onto my shoulders, and then we'll go up onto my shoulders, test that out, and then if it feels good, we'll go all the way up to 3.
So is your biggest so far 3, Biggie? But you go higher, is that right?
Yeah, Jonno, what was the Russian guys that you were training with? What did they do?
Russians.
The Russian guys that did the power.
Sneaky fucking Russians.
Heavy is good.
They did a single column 6 high.
6 high.
6. The biggest in Australia that's done at the moment is a 4 high, and there's only
doping for sure.
There's only 1 or 2 flyers in Australia that can fly that well. But yeah, we don't know how they built it. There was a crane in the background, so I've got a feeling they just dropped people on top. But even with that, to keep that bottom stable, and they're all the same size, all 6 of them.
That's unbelievable. Who is their base? Boris the Blade on the bottom. Heavy is good.
Heavy is reliable. If it doesn't work, you can just hit him with it. Mate, seriously, you do a 3 high, you sort of sit on the bottom and you're just chasing it around. A 6 high would just be like astronomical. The guys that do 4 highs are ridiculous here.
Because Jonno was explaining before that you, as the base, you're the one that does the moving.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm these guys above me are just trying to, make sure that they can feel or make sure that I'm just keeping them stable, So
yeah.
All right, let's see if we can get up to a 2 high, and we'll do a bit more warming up.
Hell yeah.
You imagine there wouldn't be too many stronger bases than Biggie, so like down the track, things like 4s and whatnot.
Yeah, maybe that's what they've sort of. If Jonno's been their typical base before, they're sort of grooming, Biggie for that down the track. Yeah.
Well, you've almost got just an instant base kind of ready to go. Like if Jonno's already good, and I imagine he would as a base, he would almost kind of. Even though he said that they wouldn't kind of counteract Biggie's stuff, but you imagine he would almost, because he's so good, kind of take out some of Biggie's slack, if that kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
Oh shit, this one, eh?
It's this is fascinating, man. I'm really enjoying this episode.
We've got the Biggie routine shirt change happening at the moment.
Get something with sleeves.
Pan across.
And then we'll see if we can put up a 3 high for you guys.
Awesome, brother.
Amazing.
You are far more impressive athletes than we'll ever be.
Yeah, get JT in there. Get a 4 high going.
JT's good. JT can base and middle 3 highs as well.
Nice. Get him a beer.
He's an acrobat as well.
He looks thirsty.
He is. He look thirsty?
Yeah, Rahn, I'm thinking a road trip to Adelaide.
Hell yeah.
When, mate?
After COVID.
Yeah, so about the same time he finishes his carport.
Yeah.
Ready to go.
Mate, I want to see the Savo. I better see some 2 highs with you and Lord outside, mate. That's how you do the upper gladding.
He'd be the base.
The way he's been carrying that stone, he's got you on toast anyway.
Yeah, he's a monster.
Yeah. Because I always wanted to do like gymnastics acrobats. I love doing that sort of stuff in primary school. I can do an all right handstand, as you got to see an up close version of. Nah,
yeah, use the wall behind you.
Yeah, we'll do that at the end of the episode. I'll just edit it in. I can do a flagpole as well.
Can you do it off that pole next to you?
Lift or die.
Not the squat rack.
All I know is I'm dying thoroughly.
Lift or die. It looks that's very fitting.
That's you tonight, Cam.
Yeah.
That's Cam on his 220 for reps. Is that high bar, Cam?
Yeah.
That'll be fine. Cool. All right.
Has he got liquid chalk there, Biggie?
Yeah, mate. It's just easy
Khaki.
for us to use. It goes on, dries off, and I sweat terribly. So
Yeah, armpits, neck.
And it's also alcohol based, so it's COVID safe as well.
Better
I
than
was
liquid
planning to drink
ass.
it halfway through the session just to fit in with you guys.
Drink the fucking chalk.
All I'd look like is what's his name? Cam was watching the other night on television. Me, myself, and Irene.
Bit of Hank.
Hank.
The pills
Fights
make me
fights like was.
funny. Here we go. Final instructions from JT off screen.
JT's half a case deep by now.
Go on, JT. There he is.
He's off to the bottle shop to stock up.
You
Yeah.
need some theme music.
JT's like the architect. He's instructing the build.
Yeah. The project manager.
Yeah.
So even just balancing two people like that would be so challenging. And then they've got to climb and crawl.
Oh, Margot's going to go out of the screen. JT,
Yeah, she's
turn
out
up.
of
That's it.
Turn up. It looks like Cam's got his head on top of the stack.
And then to get down gracefully as well.
Yeah, without dying.
Oh, well done.
Yeah. And a drink.
Yeah, and a drink.
They're doing COVID high fives, but they've been all over each other.
COVID.
Yes. Yeah, well done, guys. Very good. Very good.
What's your fingernails doing there, Cam?
Yeah, what the fuck was that?
Yeah, I've got, it was, we're at Purple Day earlier this week on, no, last Tuesday.
Is that that's for
At
depression?
home?
Is that for depression?
No, so LGBTQI on Wednesday. So,
Yep.
yeah, so we did an event for work. But funny enough, yeah, nail polish doesn't come off that easily, but it does chip very slowly. So.
I noticed you've taken the whole episode before you showed us that.
Yeah.
I thought you had a carpentry accident like me.
Yeah,
Just kept
purple is a good colour for that, isn't it? There you go. Well,
Good work.
I don't know. How long? We've been going just about an hour, I think, almost. I think.
All right, I just want to ask Biggie a couple more questions, and
Oh, pardon me.
fucking hell,
Oh.
I thought we're trying to increase the quality.
I ain't holding that in.
He held on for an hour. Back to the gutter. Back to the gutter. I mean, he opened his account last week with a gigantic C-bomb right down the barrel.
Yeah. Cleaned it up this week.
Where's you know, he'd be a good base, mate. We'll get Buddha on the bottom and just stack lightweights all over him.
Big booty.
Jesus.
Rahn, do you know who was a good bait? That camel at VSM last year.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, when you edit this, you got to have that image flash up on the screen for a second for reference.
Yeah. So for those playing along at home, last year at Victoria's Strongest Man, Rahn and I had a camel ride at the Whittlesea show, and the limit on the camels was 140 kilos. And the woman goes, "How much do you guys weigh?" I said, "Oh, we both weigh the same." She went, "Oh, okay," and let us on. And then the camel, once we got on, just went, So a little bit of animal abuse, perhaps. But, yeah.
Well, in your defence, it must have been a small camel, because I've been on a camel before, and I'm well in excess of your combined weight.
Good combined weight.
What's happening, Biggie?
Yeah, what do we got now?
What do you give us a wave? All I can see is Cam's face. There we go. How is it this week? Rahn being able to see everything, mate.
Whole new world.
Brave new world, isn't it?
I hope the recording has been, because I've had gallery view most of it, so hopefully most of our faces are in there.
Yeah, I think it's all right.
How come you're out in the gym, Cam?
Because I bought a Wi-Fi extender so I can be outside now.
Oh, we covered that off before.
In my gym.
Didn't we, Cam?
Yeah, correct.
I was wondering why there wasn't any photos of lemon parties in the background.
Are we gonna, which episode are we going to get a cameo from Harry Spotter?
Harry Spotter.
Yeah.
Maybe. There you go. That one was pretty easy.
That's impressive.
Yeah, I think they've warmed up. They're in their strides now.
Yeah. I feel like there's like more tricks you can do with that. Like that's like, it's obviously very impressive, but it's obviously just going up. Like, so is there stuff they do at the top or like?
Yeah, let's get Biggie back here. Hey, Biggie.
Yeah.
Suck in that oxygen, buddy. We got questions.
Yeah, mate,
You're just standing still. What are you breathing for?
Because it takes a lot for me to breathe just standing still.
So Cam was just commenting that as impressive as a 3 high is, there's other tricks you can do from there. Now, I remember back to the fringe, weren't you guys rolling Maltesers and shit down tape measures and all sorts of crazy stuff?
So yeah, you can thank Jonno for all those things. So yeah, look, 3 high it's a basic trick, but it's still obviously quite a, how would you put it in the level of a 3 high being a trick? It's difficult, but not.
It's the base. It's the base level for that range of tricks that start in that position.
So what would you go to from there?
So you can have the top person stand on head. You can have the top person do a hand to hand up there. That's a big one. There's a group that I know where the base bases it on his head, so he has the next 2 people all standing on his head. You can do
Cam's face.
It's one of those things, guys, where wherever your mind takes it, you can almost go to it. You know, if you've got the guys that are good enough to do it, you can do anything. Like you do, there's guys here that I actually do some weightlifting coaching who Jonno coached when they were young, who do a 3 high and they'll jump from a 3 high to a 2 high. So they'll pop the top guy off onto the next 2 high, then they'll turn around, pop back onto that again. Or they'll do whatever you think you could try. That's kind of the cool thing about Circus, which is kind of similar to Strongman, is if you guys think of something to do, we could try it or anything like that. And
why don't you teach Margot?
No, Cam, whatever you're thinking.
Teach Margot how to press a dumbbell on your shoulders.
That could work.
Yeah.
Boys, I'm going to run off to a work meeting, but it was nice chatting. I'll catch you guys another time.
Thanks very much, Jonno.
Thanks, Jonno.
Or Jonno.
So yeah, that's basically it, guys. I'm going to train with Margot and JT now, so I'm happy to come around and you can see what those guys are doing, and we'll just keep kicking on for a little bit longer.
No, we're done.
No, we're done. Mate, you think you're fucking done?
You look pretty cooked. Just quickly, Biggie, just on your training. So you were well down there on body weight for a while. You're back up at about 145 now. Is that because you've just been eating the fucking house down, or is that because you were getting big for this?
Not done yet.
Not done yet. I'm done, matey. I'm done. I was done years ago. No, look, it was funny. You and me, Luke, have had the conversation. A few of the guys who, I guess, because I stepped away from Strongman a few years ago now. A lot of them they sort of just like, why is he called Biggie for? He's not that fucking big. So I was kind of like, oh, okay, well, fine. I better put a bit of weight back on again. But no, look, to be honest, to do these types of things, I'm trying to find the nice, healthy medium between being strong enough to do Strongman still to a decent enough level for the shows, but also, I did my bench training before coming here today, so I'm real tight through my pecs and shoulders. So actually holding that 3 high is quite hard at the moment because I don't have that stretch. So,
well, that's what we were saying before. Cam was saying you're actually quite unique in that you're insanely strong and big, but you've got that Olympic weightlifting flexibility level. That's pretty rare combination.
Again, nowhere like I used to be, like when I was younger, when I obviously had a lot better mobility than what I do now. But there's still a little bit of it there. And like I was saying, it's just finding that happy medium between the two where I'm not too big and too heavy that I can't do these types of things. Because there's the sort of like, I don't know if you saw me pressing Margot over my head a little bit earlier. Something like that is actually Margot's not heavy by any standard, but Margot, if I'm pressing her at a width, she's actually almost doing a full splits So a lot of these guys who are doing this type of stuff are very sort of strong in a very close position where I almost can't get myself into that position because I'm just too heavy set to do that type of stuff, which is not actually a good thing. It's not what you need. You want to be able to be strong in those positions without being too big. You can't get into those positions. So it's just finding the happy medium. But yeah, Luke, I'm not quite 145. You sound like Mike Holmes from the UK that reckons I was 175 back in the day.
Well, you're pretty fucking big.
No, I'm not that heavy, mate. Don't worry about that.
What was your top body weight, Biggie?
I think 2015 record breakers when Luke Coleman, Rongo, and Andrew Peanut were down here for that. I would have been into the 140s pretty comfortably.
Yeah. You're fucking strong though, brother. That's when you hit that huge yoke, 620 yoke.
Yeah.
Or 610 yoke. We did the 213 stone. We did the 110 dumbbell. Like we were putting up some big numbers there.
Yeah, look, it's one of those things, man, where I think, again, I was probably lucky to retire when I did because the next generation of guys are just ridiculous guys like Luke who've taken it to the next step, next level, Colm, all these new guys who are coming through. The standard is just unbelievable, man. And, you know, I just sit back and, you know, the biggest thing for me was to try and earn the respect of my peers who I was competing with, who I was working with over the years. And I show nothing but respect to the guys that are doing it now because the weights are so heavy. I think my little body would fall apart trying to hang with some of the under 80s and the 90s guys, you know?
Yeah, but a lot of people don't realise you're still Australia's youngest pro strongman. You did your first Giants live when you were 21. Is that right?
Yeah, 21. Yeah, so it was a few years ago now.
But yeah, because you're old as fuck now, like the rest of us. But that's still quite an achievement, brother. You were doing some big lineups back then.
Yeah, it's one of those funny things, man. Where it's funny how things have changed over time, and you look at the three guys four guys now doing the podcast, man. Like it's heavyweights and lightweights together, showing a bit of love and a bit of hate to each other on a podcast, man. You guys are going to be the next Joe Rogans of podcast.
It's only out of necessity.
No one in Australia's got a strongman podcast that comes even close to you guys. Who's doing strongman podcasts in Australia? They're all nobodies, mate. They've got, you know, look at you guys. You got dead set superstars left, right, and centre. You know, not to hump on or anything about everyone else being crap, but you know.
But they are.
Yeah.
Hey, Biggie.
Yeah,
yes, mate.
If we were to run a show, a strongman show, would you come out of retirement for a bit of arse?
Arse?
Did you put them up to this, Luke, you knobhead?
No, mate. This is perfectly ad-libbed, and I'm loving where it's going.
I've just had a couple of cans, sorry.
Rahn turns into a genius.
If you guys were to put on a competition, would I come out of retirement?
Because we're gonna do an arse competition, mate, at Mount Buffalo.
Fuck yes, I would. If it was you guys, I probably would come out of retirement.
There you go.
I'd get my ass kicked, but I'd do it for fun, and I'd do it to have a laugh. Absolutely.
It'll be a cracker, brother. We're going to do it.
All right, you got it, man. Margot, what are we doing?
Well, Biggie, we'll let you get back to training, mate, and I've also got a real job to get to, unlike these dull blooders. So this is a real long lunch break for me. Nice to meet you, Margot.
Hello, Margot.
Yeah, you too. Nice to meet you. Good luck with isolation and non-isolation as well.
Yeah, I'm loving it up here.
Come down to Adelaide if you can soon.
We will as soon as we can.
Yeah.
As soon as Vic stops being a fucking trash fire.
All right, see you.
See you guys.
Much appreciated, guys. Like I said, thank you very much for having me on your show. I do appreciate it. And like I said, all of us go way back. And like I said, I don't really have much to do with the strongman world anymore, but I do like to see what you guys are doing. And I know you guys are interested in having Mr. Newbury on the show sometime soon. So I'll drag the fourth fittest man on the planet onto this arty podcast right here. And like I said, it's been an absolute pleasure chatting to you guys, and I look forward to doing it again sometime soon.
On you, Biggie.
All right, Biggie. Nice one, mate.
Cheers, legend.
See you, Biggie.
Talk to you soon, bro.
Oh, I'm empty. Can he turn the phone off as fast as Luke, or
what's he got? T minus 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, you bunch of peckerheads. I have no clue what you guys were saying the whole time, but I'm sure I watched that.
Charles your dick.
Did you say Charles? Mate, trust me. No matter how much I try to happen to see. Bloody clowns. All right,
Excellent.
I'm going to get off and train while Margot's having something to eat. She's having a snack. So
Yeah, we're waiting for you to hang up, mate.
Yeah.
She can't win with these stories. All right, boys.
See you, brother.
See ya.
See you, mate.
There, Biggie. Yeah, I better go. I got to go nail myself to a frame with a fucking with a nail gun.
Good luck.
Jesus Christ.
Go,
That's episode 3 done.
Mate, that was far greater
That was
than
good
anything
fun.
we've done.
Yeah. I think the key is get better quality guests.
Ooh.
Mate,
Well,
I
I just hope I hope
I bought a
pressed
tripod
record.
for that.
Yeah. Excellent. All right, that's us done.
Yeah, mate.
Thanks,
Talk to you
boys.
cunts later.
Bye.
Bon voyage.
Bye.